Good morning, everyone. I am Joy Marie Bangkal. Okay, so for today, I'll be sharing very quickly discussion about the policies and agrarian reform. So we will talk about the past history and agrarian reform. So what is agrarian reform? You are all familiar with this. Agrarian reform is essentially the rectification of the whole system of agriculture, an important aspect of the Philippine economy because nearly half of the population is employed in the agricultural sector and most citizens live in rural areas. So, you know that agrarian reform is important aspect of the Philippine economy. Why? Because it's nearly half of the population is employed in the agricultural sector and most citizens live in rural areas. Agrarian reform is centered on the relationship between production and the distribution of land among farmers. It It also focuses on the political and economic class character for the relation of production and distribution in farming-related enterprises and how this connect to the wider class structure through genuine and comprehensive agrarian reform. The Philippines would be able to gain more from its agricultural potential and uplift the Filipinos in the agricultural sector who have been for the longest time in poverty and discontent. So here in the Philippines, we have a lot of farmers. We have bigger lands to cultivate. We're a good exporter of agricultural products. And in our attempt to understand the development of agrarian reform in the Philippines, we turn our attention to our country's history, especially our colonial past, where we could find the root of the agrarian the country experiences up to this very day. Next is talk about land ownership in the Philippines under Spain. When the Spaniards colonized the country, they brought with them a system of pueblo agriculture. When our rural communities, often dispersed and scattered in nature, were organized into a pueblo and given land to cultivate. So, the first thing that we will be discussing is the land ownership in the Philippines under the Spain. So, when the Spaniards colonized the country, they built a system of pueblo agriculture where they dispersed and scattered in nature and they are giving Filipinos land to cultivate. So, during this time, Filipinos were not allowed their own land. So, the King of Spain on the land, Filipinos, we are just there to cultivate the land. And they were also required to pay the tribute to the Spanish authorities. So, in the form of agricultural products, so we are required to pay tributes in the agricultural products. So there are goal. So this our goal during this time. So later on, through the law of the Indies, the Spanish crown awarded this tract of the land to number one, religious orders, two, Spanish military as repartimientos or reward for their service, and three, Spanish comenderos, thus mandated to manage the encomenda or the lands given to them there where Filipinos not work and feed their tributes to the encomendero. So During this time, Filipinos were not given the right to the own land and only work in them so that may have a share of the crops and pay tribute. And so again, the encomienda system was a bit unfair and an abuse system. So it is because they were made to sell their product at a very low price or surrender their products to the in, instro and encomenderos who resolved this at profit. So the Filipinos in the encomenda were also required to render services outside of farming. So they are required to give service they were unrelated farming. In the 19th century, so during this time, the Spanish government implemented a policy that would fast track an entry of colony in the capitalist world. So the economy was filled up to the world market as the Philippines became become an exporter of goods. So in the 1860, Spain enacted law ordering all lands holders to register their lands and register their land holding. And unfortunately, Filipinos are not aware of this policy. So only those who know about it benefited from this policy. So lands were claimed and registered in the other people's name, and many poor families, peasant families, who were assigned to the land in the earlier days of colonialization. They were forced to leave the land under the power of these people, and who claims right to the lands because they held a title. Filipinos fought the Philippine Revolution in a confluence of motivations, but the greatest desire for freedom would be the necessity of unknowing land. Upon the end of the Philippine Revolution, the revolutionary government will declare all large landed states, and especially the Praia lands, confiscated and became government property. However, the First Philippine Republic was short-lived. The entrance of the Americans will signal a new era of colonialism, and imperialism in the Philippines. So we have the land ownership in the Philippines under the Americans. So the Americans were aware that the main cause of the social unrest in the Philippines was landlessness, and they attempted to put an end the deplorable condition of the Binant farmers. So thank you for watching.